Yeah, let's do it. I'm pumped.
Let me tell you something. You're suspect.
Who sends one deep to center field, and this is gone. A grand slam for Aaron Judge.
Today is Thursday, September 14th, and the Yankees were in Boston for another doubleheader. Aaron Judge was swinging the shillelagh. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Wayne Wilcox says, love beating the Red Sox. Me too. Today, the Yankees got a split of the doubleheader, and the season series between the Yankees and the Red Sox is now officially complete. Before the game, we got some information on Jason Dominguez that I think you ought to know. Hang on, let me just pull something up on my screen here. So, he is going for Tommy John surgery, and that's something that we had wondered if it was definitely going to happen. There had been some rumors that, well, maybe he'll just rehab it or whatever, but he has booked a surgery, and there's a debate as to whether or not he's going to have the full Tommy John or whether or not he's going to have a brace procedure, but it doesn't totally change his comeback story. They're saying 9 to 10 months. So if you go ahead 9 months from now, that's June 15th. 10 months would be July 15th. So my guess is we'll see him right around the All-Star break next year, back in full form. Whether or not the Yankees put him in AAA when he comes back will be interesting. You know, they might want him to get up to speed and not necessarily count his rehab time as minor league time. We'll see how well he does in the minors. Now, also keep in mind, he's missing a winter of baseball development. He won't be able to play in any winter leagues. He won't be able to hit for a few months. He's not going to go to the Arizona Fall League. He's not going to be able to lift much weights, at least not with his upper body. He will be able to run, so don't be surprised if next time we see him, he is slimmed down a little bit and running even better than he is now. My prediction, first series after the All-Star break, is when we'll see him. After the recap tonight of the two games, we've got to do a two-game recap. We're going to talk about Yoshi Yamamoto. That's a name I'm going to be having trouble with over the next several months. You're hearing a lot about him, Japanese right-hander. I've got some highlights that we can show and some stats and a scouting report. So stick around for that. We'll get to that after we do the box score and all that jazz. Also, I released my annual prediction video about 5 Yankees who will not be back, so tune into that if you haven't yet and tell me if you concur. So the Yankees split the doubleheader. Tomorrow they are in Pittsburgh, so hopefully you can get back above 500, enough to give yourself some breathing room. Yankees are very proud of that streak of being over 500, and it's in jeopardy right now, for sure. Game 1 was tough for the Yankees today. 5-0 win for the Red Sox. Yankees lineup looked absolutely pathetic. Cleanup hitter was Austin Wells, who I believe is hitting about 105. Look, I believe in the kid eventually, but you're not seriously trying to win that game if you're hitting him in the middle of the order like that. I mean, Pereira did the same thing about a week into his big league career, hitting 130. Just doesn't make a lot of sense. So, Mike King, I thought, threw the ball well. He continues to have difficulty getting deep into the game as a starting pitcher, but he does have a 1.27 ERA since moving to the rotation. Just 3 runs allowed in 27 1/3 innings. Oswaldo had a decent first game, 2 hits, 2 walks. But other than that, the Yankees didn't do much in Game 1.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
All right, now let's get on to better stories, shall we? Game 2, Clark Schmidt on the mound looking for win number 10. He did not get it. Bullpen didn't help him out. He gave up some soft contact in the first inning, still gave up 2 runs. There was a ball that dropped in front of Giancarlo Stanton that was absolutely ridiculous. I don't think we've ever seen a professional outfielder move as slowly as Giancarlo Stanton moves. He just absolutely cannot run at all. And you have to wonder what they're going to do with him this winter. Is anybody going to be willing to take him? I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Could maybe some non-contending team want him to put some butts in the seats? And the Yankees could pay down a large portion of the salary. That I could see. However, he's not going to accept a trade there. So, I mean, you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out. To their credit, the Yankees did bounce back rather nicely, courtesy of the captain.
See ya! A grand slam!
That's a grand slam home run.
I have you now.
Sixth career grand slam for the captain. That ties another captain, Don Mattingly, but his all came in one season. Aaron Judge, 32 home runs on the season. Very nice job, despite missing 2 months.
You really are the most devious bastard in New York City.
Now hear me out. That's a nice high point for Aaron Judge to end on. The Yankees have nothing to play for. I would shut him down for the rest of the season and let him get a head start on healing for 2024. The Yankees missed those 70 RBIs between what he drove in last year and what he drove in this year. We need you healthy next year. Now, the reason that they won't do that is a lot of people have bought tickets for the next 2 weeks at Yankee Stadium expecting to see Aaron Judge, and they're going to be pissed off if he's not in there, and he's able to be. So, Devers answered right back for the Red Sox home run off the top of the wall off of Clark Schmidt. Very next inning, Kyle Higashioka hit one that hit the very top of the green monster, but stayed in the ballpark. Would have been a home run in 19 ballparks, but not Fenway.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Game of inches, man. Anthony Volpe had a tough day at shortstop. 2 throwing errors. Second one cut the lead to 5-4. Gleyber Torres had a throwing issue, too. There was a ground ball to second base, and he lobbed it to first base with the same effort that I throw treats to my fucking dog. Just bloop, bloop. And the guy running down the line almost beat it out because Torres couldn't strain his arm to throw it 60 miles an hour over a 40-foot distance or so. Clark Schmidt was out of the game after 5 1/3 innings. Final line, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Typical Clark Schmidt performance. Fifth starter kind of outing. I think it's going to be an interesting battle next year. If the Yankees do sign Yamamoto, who we will talk about, that's going to take up a spot in the first 3 spots of the rotation, which is going to mean that the final 2 spots are between Nestor Cortez, Mike King, and Clark Schmidt. I'd be interested to hear in the chat which way you would go. Right now, I think I would go, honestly, number 4, Mike King, number 5, Clark Schmidt. And Nestor Cortez to the bullpen to preserve his arm. That's the way I would go. Red Sox tied it up at 5 on a productive out in the bottom of the 7th, but the Yankees stormed right back. Big knock from DJ LeMahieu. Double into the left field corner. 21st double of the season for DJ, 42nd RBI. And then in the top of the 9th, Oswald Peraza for the first time this year. Oh! I've been waiting to use that sound effect. First home run of the season. That gave the Yankees a little bit of extra insurance. Multi-hit game for Peraza. He's off the interstate finally, hitting 208. He's almost up to Volpe, who's at 211, who's struggled in September and stopped hitting for power. And the defense has gone too. He's had a really bad September. Yankees hang on to win, and they take 3 out of 4 from Boston.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Bob Barker, rest in peace. Hope you guys like the tweaks to the design today. I don't know if you noticed, I've got some rotating classic Yankees pictures and current Yankees pictures. Even got the Martian in there. Got Shane Spencer in there. Just some of my favorites. I was just, with 2 rainouts this week, I had some time and I was messing with stuff. And I'll show you when we get to Yamamoto, another screen that I've been reworking. But anyway, we got to give out the belt tonight. And it's kind of a rule on this channel. You hit a grand slam, you win the belt. Mr. Aaron Judge.
Let's go. Belt winner.
All right, so let's take a look at the box score for today's game. Let's just skip the first game entirely and go to the second game. Hang on just a second. Let me pull it up for you. So the Yankees went 8-5, 12 hits. They out-hit Boston 12-9. DJ LeMahieu, 3 hits on the day. Judge with the 4 big ribbies. He also had 3 walks, hitting .254, 980 OPS. Torres, 1 for 5. Stanton, 0 for 3, hitting .196. OPS is down to .716. That's going to be an all-time bad contract, man. That's up there with now Jacoby Ellsbury. It's an all-time awful contract, and the Yankees traded for it. They didn't even sign that. I mean, that's a deal that already existed, and they traded for it. Unreal. Kiner Falefa 0 for 1. Florial 1 for 4. He also had a hit in the first game, hitting .200 so far. He's been kind of an adventure on the bases so far, very aggressive. Volpe 2 for 5. Peraza 2 for 5. Cabrera 1 for 4. He's up over Volpe now, 212. But the .589 OPS, certainly one of the worst in baseball. And 1 for 4 from Higashioka, a couple of strikeouts. Schmidt does not get a victory. ERA is at 4.56. Got a couple of more shots. I think he will get to 10 wins or better. All right, let's take some comments before we get to Yoshi Yoban. I almost said Yoshi Yobanada. It's Yamamoto. I'm too tired, man. It's 10:40. We've been doing the recaps at about 9:45 all year, and so when it goes, past 10:30, I start to get a little jumpy. Doug Rao says he'll be in attendance next Saturday. Bought his tickets using the Game Time app. There's your segue. Appreciate that, Doug. You can use the Game Time app. Download it to your phone or other smart device, because getting tickets to your favorite events should not be stressful. And with Game Time, it is not stressful. And you can ask Doug. I'll give you Doug's personal email, and you can email Doug and ask him about his experience. No, I won't do that, Doug. Tickets to everything: baseball, other sports, concerts, theater. You can go see Zach Wilson. Oh,
it doesn't work that way.
Use the code NYYRecaps for $20 off your first purchase. Game Time, lowest price on last-minute tickets, guaranteed. All right, let's take a look at Mr. Yamamoto. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 2023 season, 15 wins, 5 losses, 1.20 ERA. And sorry my head is so big on the screen. This is another one that I've been working on. I guess we can live with it. It's not that bad. I'm much uglier up close. 150 innings, 24 walks, 152 strikeouts. Just turned 25 in August, so he's very young. Career high in innings pitched is 193 2/3, which was back in 2021. He, for the most part, has been treated much better than Tanaka was. He has a great whip, just a career whip of 0.915, so less than a hit per inning. That's something I look at a lot. Now, keep in mind, the Japanese League offense is not as dangerous as the American League offense. So that ERA is going to go up. He's not going to come over to the American League or Major League Baseball and put up a 1.20 ERA. Just not going to happen. I think he's a solid 3 ERA guy. He's got outstanding command of the baseball, which is the most important thing. You see the numbers, and we're just going to make it full screen here for a second. The fastball, anywhere from 153 to 156 kilometers per hour or kilometers per hour, however you want to put the emphasis on that syllable. He is pretty much throwing 95, 96 miles an hour. And the Japanese baseball, I think, is a little bit lighter, so it's not quite as tough on the arm. One thing that always worries me about the Japanese pitchers is coming over here and getting the Tommy John. Some guys get Tommy John, some guys don't, though. It's unpredictable. Hopefully he can. I wouldn't have predicted Jason would have to get it, but little guy, 5'10", about 100 and maybe, what do you say, about 170 pounds. Baseball Reference has him at 169. So Pedro Martinez size. Got a cutter, got a splitter, got a good curveball, very good over-the-top curveball, 12 to 6er. And the scouts say that he is compared to Pedro Martinez, but when I look at him, I don't see that. I mean, I see a good splitter. To me, he looks just like Masahiro Tanaka in terms of stuff. I see a lot of the same stuff, and that must be one of the reasons that Brian Cashman likes him. But Pedro Martinez is somebody that I have never seen any pitcher come close to. He was 99 miles an hour with an 81 mile an hour changeup. That's 19 miles an hour difference between those two pitches. And he could throw a curveball, and he could throw everything exactly where he wanted it. Tommy C's Cat says Kei Igawa 2.0. I don't know about that. I mean, he throws harder than Igawa ever did. Igawa was like, 89, 88 miles an hour? Yeah, I don't know. So, Yankees win this one. How's everybody doing? Robert Ryan says, I'll take Tanaka 2.0. So will I. And Rick Diaz says 2.70 ERA stateside. I'll take that too. And the alternative says Florial, 3-game hit streak. Of a guy who'll be bagging groceries in a couple weeks. Look, I'm glad he's hitting. I still don't think he's going to be on the roster next season. Joseph says, I saw your video earlier and you had Boone at number 1. Thanks for the spoiler, man.
What?
He's a good manager. He's getting blamed because of Cashman signings. Plus, he's got over 500 wins. I want your thoughts. So, I don't like the way he manages pitchers. I feel like, let's switch screens here. I feel like he doesn't have a great rhythm for the game. A lot of times a pitcher will be cruising and he'll take him out. Or he'll be struggling and he'll leave him in. I feel like he obfuscates and deflects with the media. I feel like he tries to gaslight fans and thinks we're stupid. And there's a lot of reasons that I just don't like Boone. I don't like I just don't like his asshole face, to quote the weatherman. I honestly, no, it's more about just the way he manages the game and the way he talks to the media and the way he won't give us a straight answer. And look, we've done horrible in extra inning games. Now, you can blame that on the offense maybe, but a lot of those close games come down to the manager. One move here or there. So I feel like he will be the sacrificial lamb. Anyway, but Nick Manella says, what about Roki Sasaki? I don't think he's a free agent or being posted until after next season, but he's another guy with unbelievable numbers. I'm going to see if I can find his numbers. Roki Sasaki. He is 7-3 with a 1.53 ERA this year. I haven't been following him, so I don't know if he's injured or not, but he's only thrown 88 innings, so maybe he got hurt. I haven't heard much about him, but he's a guy who's got some of the nastiest stuff on planet Earth.
Game over, man. Game
Wayne
over.
Wilcox says, who do we like for next manager? Craig Counsell, biggest managerial free agent out there from the Brewers. I'm still not opposed to Don Mattingly.
You gotta go.
I like Willie Randolph, Hensley Mullins, hell, Carlos Beltran maybe. But I prefer somebody who's got managerial experience. Craig Counsell is doing a great job. He's a free agent. Whether or not he would want to come to New York is another story. But Sid R says that Sasaki had an oblique injury, so reminiscent of something that Severino has dealt with a lot. A lot of torque when you're throwing the ball that hard. It's an unnatural motion. All right, guys, we're going to call it a night. Yankees split this one. They go to Pittsburgh tomorrow. I'll be back with the recap. Then I'm taking the weekend off. Next weekend, I will be in New York City, Friday and Saturday, so no recaps all weekend. We'll have a video for you when we get back. And season wrapping up soon. Go watch the 5 Yankees who won't be back video, and I'll see you next time.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.